I'm going to ask you a question that might lead to more doomsday answers right now, but I want to ask you, I mean, we're about halfway through this crucial year for democracies around the world. We're still a few months away from our election here in the United States, but when you look at the elections that we've already seen happen this year in India, Taiwan, most recently the EU, what can we learn? What can we maybe learn from those elections about what we could expect here from AI and social media?
I think Americans are really not prepared for these elections because you're going to walk into them using, does anyone here not have a cell phone? This monitors you, right? Whether it's social media or Netflix or Spotify, you're on any of these things. This turns you into numbers. And then generative AI essentially turns those numbers, takes the stuff and then tries to distill us into that. But numbers aren't who we are. And let me go to the elections. I'm sorry, let me go to your question. There's so much, because I made notes from everyone else who was in front of me. One election stood out as a good election, as a surprise election where democracy won. Taiwan wasn't a surprise because Taiwan has always been fighting China. If you're familiar with Taiwan, you know that this is a population that is always on alert. So the fact that they can fight disinformation, which even they raised the alarm on, is not a surprise. They were prepared for it. Poland was the bright spot in elections because you already had a rightist government. We all expected that government to win, but that government passed an abortion law that brought the women and the youth out to vote. They walked out of social media, they walked out of the virtual world, and they redefined what civic engagement is because they felt like their backs were up against the wall. America is so far from really feeling that. In fact, you're in denial that you're being manipulated. And what we've documented in data are 7 layers of manipulation. The campus protests being only one of the tip of the iceberg, right? Gaza is a fault line. So we've had 8 years of insidious manipulation. How will you choose to vote? So this is, please do better. The world, where you go, you will wind up taking us.